Hi everyone, it's Sunday, October 13th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. Starting with Europe again this week, editor Andrea Guolo says that cow prices were firm. With regard to bulls, things are bearish, and he says that the pace of work is slower because some automotive brands are having trouble with their forecasting. In the UK and Ireland, little business was concluded this week, and prices are more or less unchanged at 75 pence for the 36 plus English ox. Although Andrea says there were some spotty instances of a few cents discount here and there. Turning to the United States, the big news at the end of the week was the announcement that the US and China have agreed on what President Trump is calling a Phase 1 deal. The important point is that the tariffs that were set to go into effect next week are being suspended. That said, the suspension did not specifically mention the December 15th tariffs that affect hides. And media are reporting that the deal is going to take a few weeks to write, so we'll have to keep an eye on the news to see what happens with the December 15th batch of tariffs. Bidding this week in the U.S. was more active, with Asian customers returning to the market. Little has changed in the general market, with demand still being focused on the popular steer selections and everything else struggling. Heavy Texas steers were steady. They were very quiet, in fact, with no new trading reported on regular weight averages. We did have some heavier weight sales reported as the market is starting to see an increase in the jumbo selections. With regard to U.S. slaughter, the total was back up to 645,000 this week. Export sales for the week ending October 3rd were down significantly from the previous week's really high number. So this week they were 560,800. However, combined shipments were higher at 636,500. This week, our observations are from guest editor Craig Rolson, who examines the market split that has occurred and what's going on at the two ends of the spectrum. Turning to South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports from Brazil that rawhide prices were relatively stable, down just 1 cent at 62 cents in reals, which is still US 15 cents. TR1 also remains softly steady at 46 cents per square foot. In other news from Brazil, footwear production is expected to grow by 3% in 2019, and in September's footwear exports, the US was a big highlight, with an increase of 122% in volume and 68% in value. In news from elsewhere in Latin America, Argentina's slaughter for 2019 through September is up. The Mexican government is developing a plan to help the textile and footwear sectors. Panama's hide and leather exports are down dramatically, as are Paraguay's leather exports. So that's all we have for today. Until next week, good night from HideNet.